Sorting. First of all, let's understand what sorting means. Sorting is arranging something in either an ascending order or in a descending order. So, today we are going to discuss about bubble sort, where we'll arrange all the numbers in ascending order or all the elements in ascending order. So, let's get started. Now let's look at how bubble sort works visually. It checks two numbers and then it is going to swap them in ascending order. That is, the bigger number will go on the right side and the smaller number will go on the left side, as you can see. So 49 is swapped with this number, 6 is swapped, 18 is on the left, 50 is on the right. Swaps on now, 50 is the biggest number, so it is on the end. The same way it checks all the numbers. Bubble sort is actually a tedious process since it has to check two numbers and swap it, check, swap it. It is a very tedious process. There are a better sorting process than bubble sort, but before we learn all of them, we'll first learn how bubble sort works. So it is checking all these numbers and it is swapping, and finally all the numbers are in ascending order. How bubble sort works on our Eclipse IDE. First we'll create an array. Int a equals, for example, let's take it 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we'll take a negative number also. We'll take -9 and then 1. Okay, so this is some random array. Now let's consider a variable n. Int n equals a dot length. So this length, what it does is it is going to find how many elements are there in this particular array. Now we'll write the for loop. For int I equals 0, I less than n minus 1, I plus plus, and another for loop for j. For int j equals 0, j less than n minus 1, j plus plus. So we've written this. Now we'll write the if statement. Okay, I'll explain you the whole code later on. Now first we'll look at the code, how it works. If a of j plus 1 is less than a of j, if this is the case, then we have to swap these elements. So we have to put the a plus j on the left side and a on the right side. So int will create a temporary variable. If you are aware of swapping, if you have studied the C++, then C++ or C whatever, if you have studied that, you'll be a bit aware of this, or else you can look at this. Swipe int temp equals j plus 1, a of j plus 1 equals a of j, a of j equals temp. So this is how we swap two numbers or two elements. So we have swapped them. The closing brackets are very much important. Now we'll write the for each loop. Till now we have seen what for loop is. Now we'll look at what for each loop is. For each loop is simply to print out all the elements. So we write it this way: for int, we can take any variable here. So I'm considering a variable L. For int L colon A, since we have to print all the elements in A. So L. So this is what for each loop is. We take a random variable and colon and the variable which we have to print, and then we print out this variable. So it prints out all the elements in this particular array. Now we'll first run this code and then I'll summarize the whole code. As you could see, all the elements are now in ascending order. 9, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'll explain you how this worked. First of all, we have written the array, and then we've took this variable n equals a dot length. So this is gonna find how many elements are there in this particular array, and then for int I equals 0, I less than n minus 1, I plus plus. Since we have taken I value equal to 0, then so we are taking I as n minus I less than n minus 1. If we take I value as 1, we are going to take I less than n. I hope you understood this. So we have wrote a nested for loop for I and j. So if a of j plus 1 is less than a of j, so for example, there is this number 1 and 2. Now 2 is a of j plus 1 and 1 is a of j. So if the numbers are like 2 and 1, what we do, we swap the position of 1 to the left side and 2 to the right side. We have seen visually how this works. So we'll swap this number to this side and we'll put the 1 on this side. For swapping two numbers, we created a third variable called temp, and we equated that to j plus 1, and we equated this a of j plus 1 to a of j and a of j to temp. So what happened? The numbers got swapped, and finally we have printed all the elements in an array using for each loop. So this is how the code works. So now I think you might have got a basic idea of what sorting means and how bubble sort works. Thank you everyone for watching this video.